Yo, what's good, people? Welcome to another episode of Let's Go There podcast, where no topic is off limits and no opinion is too spicy. And yes, we may step on a few toes along the way. I'm your boy, Coach D. With me, I got Rel the Great, a.k.a. the voice of reason. And also, your boy, Chef, of course. Always here to stir some shit up. KB, what's good, my boy?
What's happening?
Rel, you got something good for us today?
Yes, sir. Hey, fellas. Good to see y'all again. Another week
always.
in the books.
Yes, sir.
Today's game is called You Gonna Get Popped. All right.
Man, what?
All right, hit me out. So,
all right, let's hit this.
You got 5. You got to make a list, and we're gonna go one by one from Coty and KB. You got to give me 5 of things you better not touch in dealing with a black person, or you gonna get popped.
Okay. Okay, that's you. So we each got to do 5.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
How
we doing this though?
Yeah, do I just come over 5 right now?
Nah, one more.
Like, okay, because I'm about to say it's gonna be like a back and forth thing. Yeah, because he might, I might say something, I might steal one of his.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, it should be interesting.
Well, KB went first last week, so
motherfucker.
Coty, what you got?
All right.
Hey, bro, I'm trying to keep it.
Your wife.
Your wife.
You better not touch my wife.
That's a good one.
You gonna get popped.
Don't touch my motherfucking hair. White people.
Okay.
All right. Don't touch. I don't want to be too easy, so I'm gonna go a different direction. Don't touch my money. Or you gonna get popped.
Okay. When you riding in the car with me, don't touch my air, my radio, none of that shit. I'm driving, I control that shit. You sit over there and be a motherfucking passenger. Don't touch shit.
Don't touch nothing in my car.
Don't even let your window down. I'll do it.
You might break something.
Put your hands in your pockets.
Exactly.
All right.
Man, all right. Sheesh. Don't touch my thermostat.
Okay.
Facts.
You visiting? I set you up. Don't go touching shit.
Facts.
Had a whole house burning up because you was cold.
69 and below.
My whole house is on that dynamic. Go ahead, my bad.
No, you good. I would say don't touch my liquor. Truth be told, I mean shit. That's my shit. BYOB.
BYOB. Unless it's awful, right?
I'm not offering.
Oh man. All right, what else? Who we got?
2 more rounds.
2 more rounds.
Y'all did 3.
Hey, right. I feel like we did more than that.
Okay, I got one.
Dang. Oh. I'm trying to see which one I'll go with though. Cause it be okay. Don't touch my desserts.
Okay.
And I know that's big back of me, but don't touch my desserts.
I feel like that's fair though, because like ain't nothing worse. Like say as you go to a restaurant, you put your shit in the fridge, and you want it when you want it,
and that bitch gone. Oh, they took a little corn off it, bruh. Why you touching?
Right, y'all are violent over sweets is crazy. Like
man, like no, you don't understand. It's like you back in high school, you get your little. I don't know if y'all had them big Texas cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, I ain't care for
man.
Them, go ahead.
Them things they used to be clutch in high school. You got your cinnamon roll, and somebody always wants some.
Boy, they just hit the rapper. They just hit a.
X. Man, you been waiting on this all day.
Dog.
Finally get the concession. You,
Dog.
yeah, got that thing. Whip it up. Man, let me get a piece. Man, bro. Hey, you don't want to be stingy. KB like, shit, fuck that. That's mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you got?
I would say,
You
don't
can
touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Super short story. In El Paso, I was in the military or whatever, drinking in the club, my homeboys or whatever. I got this one homeboy that like when he drank, he get like touchy feely. Not like touching on me and shit, but like slap me on the back and shit
Yeah, I
like
know
that.
what you're talking about.
I was about to fucking
Yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Get your heavy handed ass off me. Don't
It,
fucking touch me.
yeah.
That type of shit.
Dog, wasn't that on the
those-
movie? Like somebody's laughing, like, ha ha. And nigga said, God damn.
That shit. That shit.
No.
Yeah, bro. That definitely do it. They be a little extra when they, especially when they drunk.
Bruh.
I know what you're talking about.
I just started realizing I'm like that. So they got this lady that I
So
drop
you that
off.
guy.
And dog, like she means to be really nice, right? But every time she getting out the van, all right, sweetie, like be massaging my traps and shit.
Oh no.
Lady. No.
Don't let your wife find out.
Well, she watched this podcast. She gonna motherfucking find out.
Bro,
So, shit.
my old lady wouldn't let that shit die. You hear me?
Hey,
I would hear it until the end of our term. Guarantee it. It will not. You remember that time? Go call your little friend. Yeah, bro.
All right, we got last round.
All right.
Final round of the championship.
Man, that's tough, bro. Cause we just said all the good stuff, and I don't. Facts. I ain't got nothing. The easiest one for me is don't touch my daughter.
All right.
But I feel like that fall into that's in the same category with my wife. I ain't want to really take the easy way out. So I'm like,
That's two different things, my boy. It's two different
It is.
ass whoopings gonna occur with both of those actions.
yeah.
One of them you could be
Yeah.
going to jail for like just assault, and then the other one you could go to jail for murder.
No, you right. You right.
And we don't know which ones those are. That's just a toss up.
You right.
Yeah.
It's a toss up.
Yeah.
Just roll the dice, my boy.
Only God knows.
See
Yeah.
what
I hope
happens.
they don't ever roll them dice for real.
You playing
I
Russian
prefer
roulette.
not to be in jail, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I will definitely take the charge, sir.
I did it.
He put his he put his hands on my daughter. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Like that boy in the NBA raising his hand off a foul. Like I know it's mine. Like, hey, ref, it's here.
Yep,
That one
Facts.
finger.
that was me.
Yep.
All right, here I come. All right,
KB,
All right,
what you
KB.
got?
Close it
I
out.
would say don't touch my car. There's nothing worse than I don't know, walking outside a grocery store and some shit like that. Somebody leaned up against your car or some shit. Like I don't touch my shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get your ass off my shit.
So
Yeah.
nigga better not touch nothing inside your car and outside your car.
The whole car.
Just don't touch
is,
nothing.
Hey, put your hands in your pockets.
Exactly.
You don't look at my car. Close your eyes,
And all of that.
man.
Say, bro, I remember Mardi Gras season when Daddy was working, and they had these dudes leaned up against the police car, just like, yeah.
Mardi Gras do it to you.
That dude, I'm talking to him, and I see them, but I'm like, man, I don't want my daddy like get into some shit out here. So I ain't say nothing. He turned his head. Hey, y'all got a problem?
Cut all that shit.
Duh.
Stop everything.
And man, like, what you
Whole
mean?
Mardi Gras stop.
He said, dog, my car ain't no bench. Get off my car. And they got off the car and walked off. I'm just like, thank you, Lord, for like not allowing something stupid to happen.
Man, listen. One
Well, I
thing
thought you
about
said
it
my
though.
car ain't no bitch. I was like, wow.
No,
One thing about it,
bitch. Bitch.
You know, y'all New
Even
Orleans
if they
accent, shit
did,
like that.
if they wanted to smoke,
Right.
son, if they wanted to smoke, it wouldn't have ended well. Because
No, it
you know
wouldn't.
they be deep out there,
Mm-hmm.
so it wouldn't have ended well. And not to
would've-
mention, right? You
I would
got
have been a
a son
police
over
officer.
there.
Yeah, I would have been a police officer that day. Mm-hmm.
Bruh, that shit would have went left quick.
Bro.
So yeah, Lord was on. He was watching out.
Yeah. All right, so going back through this real quick. Kothi on first round had "Don't Touch My Wife." KB had "Don't Touch My Hair." I'm gonna have to, cause it's the wife. I'm gonna give it a little edge to Kothi on that one. "Don't Touch My
These
Money"
brothers.
compared to "Don't Touch Nothing in My Car." Gotta be the money. Niggas don't play about the money.
This nigga.
So we had 2-0. 2-0.
And we're brothers.
We're
happy
happy
and
and we're
singing.
singing and we're colored. Give me a high five. Fuck you niggas.
Third round. "Don't Touch My Thermostat," Kothi, or "Don't Touch My Liquor," KB. I don't play about my liquor, dog. I do not play about my liquor.
He gave one.
Dog, I'm just saying, if I walk in my house, you know what? No, not even walk in my house. Let's just say I invite some people over to my house.
Y'all got problems.
I got a bar. In my house. And a nigga just walk up and pop the top.
That would be wild, though. That would be wild. But
Yeah,
I get it. That's like walking and touching stuff in my fridge.
Right.
You just pull up and
And
open
you just go
the
open
fridge.
the nigga fridge. Dog, that's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
All right. So fourth round, "Don't Touch My Dessert" to "Don't Touch Me." Yeah, don't touch me. I'm sorry. Don't touch me.
It's more so the way you said it. It was the scenario.
Yeah,
you getting handsy and yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
You get your hands off me.
Get your hands out my pocket. What movie that's from?
Malcolm X, ain't it?
Yep. All right.
What you
All
thought?
right. I'm just saying. You ain't know when
let's not do that shit. We not doing that.
What year was the I can't remember the question.
Look at his face though.
Nigga said, "Who didn't know that? Nigga, your ass didn't know."
That boy is distraught right now.
If y'all want to know what we talk about, check out our last episode. All right, so the last round is tied up. "Don't Touch My Kids."
I got that one.
Don't touch my car. Yeah.
I got that one.
Yeah.
You already know.
Unanimous decision.
But what if your kids are in the car that the motherfuckers touching? Come on now. Come on. What we doing? Hey. Let's be real.
Don't touch my car with my kids in it.
Yeah, exactly.
My kids is always in it.
Yeah.
My car is my child.
For me, it's crazy.
That's my baby.
This nigga said, "Don't touch nothing with anything dealing with car.
Don't touch all that.
Anything dealing with car. If you ain't
Don't touch the
a
AC,
mechanic,
the aux, don't touch the door knob.
don't touch the
window.
tire. Don't touch the
gas
nut.
pump. All that.
To add to that shit real quick though, cause like I got a 15 Mustang, so like I don't have the dual fucking air controls and all that type of shit. So if you touching the air, you fucking with my shit too. It ain't no modern car where you got to control your shit. So it's a problem. You change your shit to 75, it's 75 on me too. No, we ain't going for that.
Don't touch my ear. You want your ear?
Nigga,
Hold your breath.
Nigga said, "This is our air." don't touch it.
Yeah.
No, it's my ear.
You cold in my car. You better put on a
My-
jacket. You better put on a jacket, a hoodie, something. Don't touch my fucking air.
Man,
Oh man.
that's funny, dog.
Yeah, by unanimous decision.
Hey, at the end of the day, you getting KB call, put your hands in your pocket.
Put your hands in your pocket.
That's
Matter of
it.
fact, leave your hands at home.
Nigga say, "Well,
boy.
I ain't gonna be needing these bitches."
Don't break them.
Oh,
No,
Liabilities. Don't break them.
that's crazy.
man. Hey, dog, I got a quick question for you before I end this. You seem like the type that ride with handcuffs in your fucking review mirror.
Me?
Nigga be, yes. Hey, dog, go ahead and put these on.
That's,
go ahead.
that's wild.
Go ahead and slap these on.
That's wild. They ain't got the handcuffs for the
Nigga riding in the
passenger.
car.
You got passenger princesses and passenger prisoners.
Oh man. All right.
That shit wild.
Appreciate y'all.
Those are facts though. Facts.
Appreciate
Man,
y'all for playing You Gonna Get Popped. Coach D, my boy, what you got for us today, dog?
man. Today we gonna talk about something that I think is well known amongst our culture, probably amongst people in general though, but especially our culture in Black society. A lot of trauma and different things that are carried from one generation to the next. We often call it generational curses. Today's episode is called "Put a Condom on Them Curses." Strap them up. Because my last name is yours.
Mm-hmm.
But that trauma, damn sure ain't mine. At the end of the day, we family, but that don't mean I got to carry all that trauma you didn't, went through in your life. And all of our parents, as much as we love them, they raised us the best way that they could. Family members we grew up with, with all the love and, unconditional situations we done been through. They all had their traumas. They all had their experiences, the different things that they went through that somehow they passed on to us, they taught us. And in some way, shape, or form, we adapted to those things, or we, incorporated those things into our life. One of the easiest ones that I can, just conjure up in my own head is amongst our Theodore relatives, or at least I know my immediate family, included. We have this curse of being late often. It is something that's almost inevitable. There's nothing that we can do about it, and it could be just the way we came up, and kind of like we're saying, like from one parent to the next, just the way they carried themselves from each generation to the next. They never focused in on being punctual or planning ahead to leave on time, blah 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 blah, until eventually it became hey, this is a curse. This is some stuff that we just can't quite get together. And it carried on. So Rel and me both picked that up going through life. Even in college, for me, I was always late to meetings and stuff, classes, dealing with that. Until I got married. And I'll say this. I honestly hadn't even heard of generational curses. I don't know if anybody out there, listening, watching, if you know what a generational curse is. But ideally, if you got the context, it is a habit or a way of life, just things that you've picked up, or just your way of doing things that are passed on from one generation to the next. In this case, we're talking about punctuality and, or just, planning ahead and being on time for different events. And I was always late, or, often fighting to be on time. Y'all got anything? You don't be shaking. Don't judge me. Don't you judge me.
I'm not judging. I mean, I know
I
about
feel
CPT.
judged. I feel judged. And maybe that's where that came from, right? Like the
Yeah, the
crazy part
Theodores.
about it is it ain't just us when it comes
No,
to that. The CPT.
it's just Theodores.
No. Because a lot of Black folks for sure have that struggle as well. But like I said, until I got married, and my wife, who is the exact opposite. It's crazy how they say you marry your opposite, or opposites attract. My wife is opposite in a lot of different ways, and this is one of them. To the point where we often clashed, like got in arguments and shit. So, for the sake of my marriage, I made some adjustments because she right technically. We got to be more punctual and respecting other people's time. So now I plan so far ahead of this curse that I win often. But that's the whole point of the topic today, is for us to highlight those generational curses and discuss different ways that we can break it. because I think it is important for us to break generational curses so that when you do have children, or if you already have children, you can focus on those as well and not pass that shit on. We don't want to pass on the negative. We want to pass on the positive.
I'll say,
So, oh, go ahead, KB. You got it.
I'll say, for me, I definitely do agree. Being late is a thing. I'll say, for the black community or whatever, like we like to make an entrance in a lot of different areas. So like the club doors opening at 10. We ain't showing up to that motherfucker till like 11:30 or whatever. It's like it's too early for us to be there, shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've seen it for sure. I'll say on my side, I'm actually the complete opposite. Like it's a pet peeve of mine to be like late. And I probably attribute that to, me thinking about it now, like playing football and being in the military. Especially in college, like if you late, everybody getting fucked up behind me being late. So it's like I got to be there early. And in the military, they got this thing to where if you on time, you late. If you early, you on time. So you had to be more than punctual with anything you're gonna do in the military. So now going to an event, like I hate being late. That's just me. But yeah, go ahead, real.
This is one of the ones I don't have an answer for because it's crazy. Like I feel like the generational curse is really a fucking curse. Like, for instance, I'm a military guy too. I'm thinking, hey, I get in the military, this is gonna be gone. No,
It's gonna change all that shit. I know.
it's gonna change all. It's the answer. No, it ain't. I still be late to shit. When I was working for the fire department, I sometimes be late. Or if I'm not late, like I had to be there for 7, I'm punching in at 6:58 or 6:59. Like it's crazy, dog. And I really feel like it's a curse. Like something paranormal is going on because I take all the
It's
steps.
powerful
My
niggatry at
clothes
work.
is ironed and
Right.
like my clothes is
Powerful
ironed
niggatry at
and
work.
set on the bed. Everything gassed up. I'm ready to go. Like all I gotta do is get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, throw clothes on. I'm out the door. Cool. I wake up on time. Set my alarm 30 minutes before I normally wake up. So I'm giving myself a little edge. Do that. Man, I get up, brush my teeth. Oh, my stomach bubbling. Damn. I ain't playing for that. All right, cool. Do that now. Oh, it's 6:40, 6:45. I gotta hurry up. Throw my clothes on. Damn, the shirt is like, damn, it ain't fully dry. Like, what is going on? Like, it's crazy. Or let's just say all that works out, and then you go outside to go get your car, and your tire flat. It's
Man,
like,
that's wild.
Bro, that shit is
it
wild because
don't,
it sounds like you saying like there are spiritual forces against
bro.
Facts.
I'm
you on
telling
being on
you,
time.
dog.
Like, what
So
the
It's
fuck is
I will
something,
say this. So I heard you say one thing that's pivotal in this particular issue, and that's is preparation, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't prepare for that, is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've learned, and I think that's the essential piece to it all is we weren't taught how to prepare. We weren't taught how to, combat these different Murphy Law type of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that can go wrong will go wrong if nobody knows what Murphy Law is.
Facts.
facts,
So
facts, facts.
I'm a strong believer in it. I deal with risk management a lot in my particular profession, and I've also seen these things in my life. With this particular issue, with timeliness, I've seen every bit of what you're talking about. It's
Bruh.
always something that goes wrong.
Bruh.
What we haven't been taught is how to be so far ahead of that curve that even if it go wrong, you still got time. So I would say 30 minutes. You cutting it close. You know what I'm saying? Like, as much as you think like, yeah, I'm good. Nah, you give yourself, you start to, what you should do or what you can do, right, is you plan it out to the very last step.
Mm-hmm.
So, or walk it back is what we do in like manufacturing. You need it by this date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, walk it back and with all of the different steps that goes before it, and you put a time on all of that. So if it takes you you know, 15 minutes to get dressed. Give yourself 25 minutes. You know, if it take you got attrition on all of that. If it takes you, and then on once you do all the steps and you give a little bit of buffer in there, you also give yourself that attrition of what if some random shit happen? Like I gotta take a dump. You know, I gotta go take a shower. Or like my clothes ain't dry all the way. You know, all these different things that you could throw in there. Now your daughter, you know, she need help or something random. You throw that in there, and you got all right. Let me be prepared, or start getting ready an hour 20 ahead of time, and then you know I'm leaving 30 minutes before I gotta be there. You know, before I gotta actually leave. That's what I've usually done now. It's like I'll tell myself, yeah, all right, I gotta leave or I gotta start getting ready at this time. And really I threw another 30 minutes on top of that because I know how I am. Like, you know, I be bullshitting sometimes. Well, I find all kind of the stuff to do while I'm doing this. And that eats up my time. So that's just something that I figured out on my own. But I really wanted to highlight that it's more so we weren't taught. And until you put the energy into, you know, finding out the different ways to combat it, you won't, you know, get it right. It's going to constantly feel like Murphy's Law is always winning.
I think to add to that, like I definitely agree with you. And I think when it comes to just me, I'm able to be punctual as fuck. If it's just me that I'm worried about, I can chill. I can smooth roll through my progression of, all right, I got to be ready this time.
I know where you
go
going.
in, the wife, the kids, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
them motherfuckers ain't on my goddamn time. It takes them maybe longer to get ready. So like,
them children are something different.
Bro.
Children be on their own fucking shit.
Yeah,
I'm on my time, daddy. What you talking about?
I don't want to put these
Belt to
clothes
ass.
on. And there goes the next topic.
I mean,
bro, don't tell me I still got trauma. I still belt to ass. So I'm passing down trauma. That's what you saying?
Yeah, bro. Hey, real talk.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it, goddammit.
Real talk. And so I guarantee, you know, I don't know if you had something on there, bro, before we transition into that.
Nah, I was just saying, yeah. So for me to get to where I need to go on time, I need to wake up a day early. Gotcha. That's what I heard from that.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do, bro.
I mean,
yeah, you definitely got to do. You got to take the extra step because you know yourself, right? That's really what it comes down to. You know yourself. You know the different possibilities that go on in your life half the time. Account for it, even if it ain't gonna happen. You account for it just in case because it is a variable. And when you go to doing, you know, once that clock start, do your steps. One of the bigger ones is like, all right, if you know you got like a disappointment or something, you got to put these specific clothes on. Prepare that shit the day before. You know, have it straight. You know, where you ain't got to worry about it being dry or whatever it is. Prepare the day before. You got it set up so that, you know, once it's time to get dressed, you already cleaned up. You put on your clothes, you grab your stuff, you know, whatever. And anything else that happens is happening in this 30, 45 minute time of extra time before you actually have to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you've already accounted for all the BS that you can run into in your commute to wherever you're going. That's another thing that I had to learn. Like, I've had a bad issue with calculating time in travel. When traveling from a point A to point B, I'm thinking, all right, it's going to take me 15 minutes. It say 15 minutes to get there. Traffic, it be stupid sometimes, you know, or it's like, you know, the time it takes for you to walk out the door, get in your car and get your car going and AC good and blah, 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 blah. All of that ain't factored into that 15 minutes. So you got to give yourself those extra buffers on top of that.
If I could add something real quick, not to change your thought for the next point and segueing into it, but I think that, I can't say black people or whatever, but I think depending on the margin of error that's allowed with whatever it is, we either going to be late or we going to be motherfucking on time. If I got to catch a flight tomorrow, there's a small margin of error, and I know I need to be at the airport or whatever. For the most part I've seen, we going to make that motherfucking flight. Yeah. If I want to be on the road and I got to travel 9-10 hours or whatever, driving or whatever, we leaving at 6. We might get out of there at 6:30, but we ain't leaving at goddamn 9 to do that shit. If it's something that's it's a wider margin of error that we might not care as much about. I'm supposed to be in my job. This real shit. I'm supposed to be in my job at 7. I'm getting that motherfucker at 7:30 every day. Because I know my boss cool. I ain't got to worry about that shit.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like, I think the
same.
margin of error plays a part.
I want to hear this shit. Real, what you did? Because I see it all over your face.
All I'm gonna say is, dog, Charlie Murphy be whooping my ass, dog.
Bruh. This man done missed. How many flights you didn't miss, dog? Because
So-
when he said flights, go ahead.
Crazy part is, I don't miss flights, but that's because I pay for Cliff.
This man, dog. He pulling up 30 minutes before the flight take off.
I get there about
Last one on the plane.
40, 30 minutes. I go through Cliff.
That's wild.
Right there.
Yeah, we be in
but
that thing.
I got a funny story. KB. So when I got deployed, we was in Kuwait, and I'm like, oh, we in Kuwait. I'm chilling, like, cause I ain't want to go on this deployment anyway. So they hit us up like, yeah, y'all about to go to Afghanistan. Who? I ain't going no goddamn. I ain't going to that shit. So they're like, yeah, you on the list to go to Afghanistan. We leave out tomorrow, 0600. All right, y'all leaving out tomorrow. Nigga come in that bitch. Theo, yo, you ready? The bus about to leave out. We about to get on the 130. Nah, so I ain't packed. You ain't packed. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. I say, sorry, we had a leave our time for 0600. What you mean you'll wait for me? I ain't ready. So like I'm gonna push us back. The AC 130 ain't gonna leave on time. Like, nah, y'all got it. Go ahead. I'm gonna be here. We'll wait for you.
Boy said, we'll wait for you.
Go ahead, throw you. Go ahead.
We got it gassed up.
When
We
keeping it
planned
real
for
goes
this.
wrong.
We
goddamn.
planned for this.
We planned for this. That's what you ain't know. Shit, we planned. Murphy's Law ain't fucking with them.
Specifically for you.
Yeah, they was
Yeah,
already on
bro.
it. We already knew somebody like you existed, sir.
Yeah,
Sorry.
bro. They were
Wasting
not
my
bullshit.
taxpayer
We told you
dollars, this
0600. We meant 0800.
Facts. Hey, bro. Hey, you know what? I might be fucked up from that though, because for sure, another saying. I heard what you said, KB. You know, if you're on time, you're late, and if you're early, you're on time, whatever. Another saying that you ain't telling these folks in America is hurry up and wait.
Oh.
I hate
That don't apply
that
to the rest of the world. That don't apply.
Yes,
that's
it do.
military. That's military
Hurry up
shit.
and wait.
Hurry up and wait.
I don't
Yeah, that's
know,
military
because
shit.
I feel like that definitely is a thing. But I think that also that's gonna get us into a whole different conversation.
It can. So
we
what you
gotta
got,
stick
Corey?
on to these generational curses.
What you got,
So
Corey?
we was talking these
Coach,
these
excuse
ass
me.
whippings you was talking
That's
about.
one.
Yeah,
Twice. You double down.
Yeah, you
You
definitely
double
double down.
down.
But I don't be tripping.
Nigga, I know
So-
you IRL. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This nigga using Texas term, LOL.
Bruh. Right. RL. You goddamn YN.
Don't
Anyway.
don't do this.
Anyway, we got generational curses, right? And butt whippings, ass whippings, spankings, whatever you want to call them. It's
Necessary.
definitely on that list. Now we all know the biblical version of that, right? Is spare the rod, you spoil the
Spoil
child.
the child. Yeah, motherfucking facts.
I definitely am a believer in discipline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't shy away from, spankings here or there, but I do feel it also is a generational curse. I do feel like there's a line. There always has to be a line in spankings, disciplining or whatever you want to call it, and beatings.
Okay.
There's a difference. And we definitely need to know the difference when disciplining our child. Half the time, most of that stuff be out of frustration rather than, actually wanting to discipline your child. It's frustration
Okay,
from them
okay,
not
I can
getting
rock with that.
whatever you're talking about.
I can rock with that.
So it's really us that got the issue. You know, we don't know. We're not really understanding how we should educate our child in this moment. And when you come back to it after doing your disciplining, right? Because I've been there several times, where after I sit back or I calm down or whatever, and I evaluate what just happened, I can seriously say that was out of frustration. That was out of me getting tired of telling you, me out of just going through the same cycle over and over and over. When really it's just like if you equate it to having a conversation with somebody and you want them to get it, right? And you say the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
I'm saying the same thing over and over and over. And I just want you to understand what I'm telling you. But you're not getting it.
I gotta throw them hands.
No, but so put it this way. This is the way, and this is why it works for me. Put it this way. Imagine going through school, right? You're going through school, everybody get the same lesson. Your teacher's teaching a certain way. They're teaching you about 1 + 1. 1 + 1 = 2, right?
Yeah.
We all know this now. But as they're teaching you, they're telling you 1 + 1, 1 + 1, 1 + 1. What is it? 1 + 1. And you're not getting the fact that it's 2. But all they keep saying is 1 + 1. They could say 0 + 2, They could say 3 - 1. They could put it they could put it in different ways to get you to say, hey, this is the same thing as 2. To get you to get it. You see what I'm saying? But instead, we keep communicating the same thing and saying the same words to the same child that ain't getting it. And it frustrates us. And we do the same thing with people that, we love, our siblings, our spouse, parents, whoever it is. When we're communicating, we often get in these same cycles of we're telling a certain story or we're seeing something from our perspective. And we're sharing it. I know you itching, Rel.
Yeah,
we're sharing and we're telling this story from this perspective, but they don't get it. And you're like, how you don't get it? What you mean you don't get it? Now you getting frustrated. And the whole time, that shit
if
really
Johnny had 2 apples.
Right. All that. There it is. We done all been there. Man, look at the goddamn paper. Look. 1 + 1 is what? And you hard up,
Hands.
I don't know.
Hands. Belt ass.
Facts. And that's frustration though. That ain't necessarily on the child. And it don't help when you feeding all of that negative energy into the child in that moment. It's not gonna help. It just makes it worse. And all of that leads into the next level of what I'm saying, generational curses. They gonna pass that shit on. Unless they realize the mistakes, the errors of their parents' ways, and they correct it. Like myself, I'm trying, even though I'm not perfect. It is very hard in the moment to always recognize that my child's just not getting it because I'm not teaching them right or I'm not communicating it right. That's my piece. I ain't gonna hold it too long. So whoever wants to shoot first.
Go ahead, Real.
Ass whoopings are necessary. Okay. Some kids really, really deserve ass whoopings. You said that, it's the parents. They're just upset with whatever they got going on. Yeah, your ass. You're pissing me off. You know better than to act like this. Like, don't piss me off. Now, for me, I got 2 girls. My ass whoopings is my voice. They ain't never pressed a thermostat for daddy to take it up a notch. They ain't never do that yet. But they do understand they daddy is crazy enough to go there.
That's trauma too, though. Just to be clear, that verbal abuse can be trauma too. I too use that weapon as well. I say weapon or that form of discipline, that tone switch. It get their attention right with them girls.
Hey,
I think kids in general.
How is that? I just want to know, how's that verbal abuse though?
Because it activates an emotional response. Using it as a weapon, technically. You are using this in a form of weapon that will get them to react the way you want them to.
So you know
Words
what?
hurt, real.
Cool. You know what? Cool. Whatever you saying, I'ma rock with it. And this is my thing.
All right.
I don't care. And this is why I've learned this. I've learned this from our dad when he told me straight up, nigga, I'll sit in the jail cell before I allow you to go out in this world and act an ass or do some shit that messes your life up for forever. Straight up. And when he said that, I believed him. Like you would mess me up so bad, so you got to go sit in the jail cell happily, so I don't end up being the fool that I'm on the track of being.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thing that I feel like I'm instilling in my children. It's like, nah, you do something stupid, it's consequences. You when you brought up the whole 1 + 1 = 2 thing, and you still not getting it. Like, nah, I get you ain't getting it, but when you put some consequences behind you not getting it, it's gonna make your ass think a little harder. It's gonna make you focus. You might turn this into Albert Einstein off of just, if I don't get this equation right, something might happen.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
You gotta understand that it's consequences to everything in life.
I agree with you, real, and I'm probably more so on Koti's side or whatever. And I think that when we're the person that's giving the verbal whatever to the kids or whatever, I think Corey is basically saying like there's different ways to approach it than not. So imagine, real, if let's say you're not married, or if you married, whatever. I know you are married, but a chick come tell you and she using verbal abuse and she's saying like, nigga, your dick small. That shit gonna fucking hurt. There's another way to say what it is you trying to relay. You just saying this shit to hurt me intentionally or whatever. So that's one. Right. So like with the kids, they might feel that same way. Like you yelling or you saying this, and this. I'm hurt behind what you're saying when you could have said that a completely different way. To go a little bit deeper, pause. With the generational curses and like how we belt to ass and all that type of stuff. Me personally, I do think that shit could be passed down from like, let's say slavery times. Because when you fucked up, you had disciplinary action that was brought to you, whether that's whips, whether that's this, whether that's that, so on and so forth. And I think inadvertently somewhere along the lines, we brought that shit into the family. So where like, you fuck up, now I'm finna put this belt to your ass, or now I'm finna do this, now I'm finna say this, so on and so forth. And I think that's been passed down from generation to generation. And I don't know how, if we can necessarily break that. I think we're doing better now with patient parenting and the way we perceive different scenarios, how we approach different scenarios rather, with kids and spouses and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I may sound like an asshole, but
you are.
It could have it could have been passed down because it works.
So, and that was gonna bring me to my next. So I want to be clear. I'm not saying that's a wild statement. I know he's just trying to be an ass purposely.
I don't think he's trying. This is him.
This is who he is. Huh?
You're that guy, pal. Like that's crazy.
Crazy enough, dog. Crazy enough. I think we're all a little bit. But anyway, my point was, I'm not saying that whippings, or spankings, or however people, as long as you ain't beating your child, that particular level of discipline, if it gets to that, I'm not saying it's not necessary in some situations. Some children, they just are that bad, or like there's no, I hate to say there's no way to get through to them, because I mean, in all reality, there are different ways. We just don't know the right combination, right? Or we don't know what sequence of communication works to get to that child. That's really what it comes down to, because it's crazy when somebody else can do it, right? But you can't. It's usually you just don't know how. And unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. But what we do know how to do is show you what discipline is, right? We'll show you what these consequences are when you aren't listening right? You hear me talking and you're really not listening. You're focused on all these other different things. While I'm trying all these different methods to get your attention and get you locked in, you ain't hearing me. But you hear this belt, right? Or you hear, hey, you gonna lose your TV. Or you hear that. Or you gonna lose this tablet. You hear that? Because we do have alternate methods, right? While beating that ass is an easy one to go to,
Very easy.
it's so easy. The alternates that I know we all use, we all use them. You lose your TV, you lose your tablet, you lose these toys. You ain't going by your friend, you ain't going by your grandparent. Like all of these different forms of punishment. Get that child attention real quick. And they're like, all right. You ain't gonna get a cupcake. All right, what you want? You wanted me to pick up all these cards? All right, okay. That get the attention real quick. But I feel like those methods of punishment, right, or discipline, are the alternative that we've transitioned to now today that our parents didn't do. And that was my main point out of that was not everything passed down is worth keeping.
Right.
These ass whippers that we talking about, while they were very effective. They were very effective in getting us to get in line or to to get on board with whatever was going on, accept the programming. They were effective. They got us straight. And in some cases, even today, some children require that form of discipline. Not all of them. And when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, with these generational curses, this is one of them. And not everything is meant to be passed on or to be kept. Even though it got passed down to us, we got ass whippings. We got disciplined regularly for messing up. I remember one time, though, I got hemmed up. I'm talking off of my feet. I'll never forget it. But it instilled this level of fear, right? Because I think that's something else that we were taught as children. Our parents will put that fear of God in us. They are not afraid of killing us. Like that type of trauma, it ain't real, right? But it's something that they felt like they had to do, because I don't think they would do it for real. But you never know, right? That's when they kept you on the edge. Like, I don't think they'll do it, but they might. So, it'll keep you in line. My dad, loving as he is, he had this thing about guns, and especially as black men, it was a very real fear for us as black boys to be playing outside with guns. That's some shit he didn't play with. I'm out there. We didn't have water guns because they ain't want no accidents. Even today, we still see that out in the world, where our little black kids are getting killed because they had a toy gun, and it was an obvious toy gun. But my dad, trying to protect me from being a statistic, he didn't want us, he protecting us from that. He didn't want us playing with guns. He saw me playing with a water gun down the street, shooting at a car with a water gun. Very real fear. Being an adult, I understand. Man, he got me inside, said his piece, hemmed me up, had me up off my feet, doing a whole spill and, getting me straight. Dog, fast. Dangling, dog. And I'm about tall as him at this point in life. I'm about tall as him. But he made his point very clear. And while I'm saying all of this, I do also feel like that level of discipline, because he didn't hit me, but he did hem me up. And it's that level of discipline that gets the message through. Like, I ain't gonna do that no more. Because I don't want to go down this road. And that's kind of to your point, rather, like I'll go to jail if I have to protect you from getting caught up in whatever. I'll go to jail. And that is unfortunately a reality, especially for the black men, that raise young black boys that can get easily caught up in the trauma and the craziness in this world today, gang-related stuff. It is very easy to just fall in with all of these other knuckleheads doing the wrong stuff. So, I get it. I'm not against it completely, but I also feel that there's a level, right? There should be boundaries to it. There should be levels to it or whatever. And we ain't just out here just whipping our kids because we frustrated with, trying to teach a lesson.
I agree with you, and to piggyback off of what you're saying, I think that most people would agree that discipline in some form is necessary, but I think you have to assess the situation of what it calls for, and I think that's kind of what you're getting at. For example, like I played football. Discipline for me was running heels or doing
Man,
some type of extraneous work or whatever case may be, and that shit fucking sucked. You didn't have to put a belt to my ass. I don't want to run these fucking
facts.
heels no more. In the
That's
military,
that
we're gonna run some
alternative.
miles, we're
Yep.
gonna get smoked, we're gonna do PT, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. That shit sucked. You don't have to whoop
Mm-hmm.
me. And so for kids, I think if you find that sweet spot of what does my kid not like? Yeah, kids don't like the belt, but my kid might not like doing wall squats or whatever case may be. I ain't got to
Mm-hmm.
whoop you. It's another way. It's other ways to skin a cat or whatever the
Facts.
case may be.
So my question is, what's the difference?
The
The
difference in
difference
what?
is you ain't beating your child. That's the difference. There's no
But
physical harm.
I disagree though, because at the end of the day, pain is pain. So
Mm-mm.
I could be putting a belt to your ass. Pain might last what? Because I'm 30 seconds.
All right.
But you doing wall squats, you're going through that pain of doing wall squats. You might be sore,
It's a
whatever,
difference.
whatever.
So
Like,
is a difference. So I'm gonna
mm,
put it this way. I'm gonna paint the picture for you because it's an easy one for me to paint, right? So let's say you have two children. You
mm-hmm,
raising them both. They both do the same different, issues, or they going through the same issues. They're gonna be disciplined differently. One, you're gonna put them through all these different exercises that are painful to go through. They're excruciating to a degree, right? They push them beyond their limits. It
mm-hmm,
also strengthens them because all these different exercises are exercises. They're gonna make you stronger.
mm,
This other one, every time they mess up, you busting their ass. And you
Hmm.
giving the commands or whatever. They might hear you. Eventually, or they'll get it and they'll start acting right. But you whipping them. This is and in some cases, you even doing it with your hand, a belt, right? You using different things. This child that's getting whipped, usually, eventually, they form a fear of what?
Yeah.
The belt, your hand. Anytime you come right, they hear that I have a trauma. I can say, and I think you do too. Most children who've had whippings with a belt, you hear
mm-hmm,
that little wrangling sound with the belt from
mm-hmm,
the other room, you know
Jangling,
what's up.
jangling.
You know what's up. It is like it's about that. The crying starts immediately.
mm-hmm,
Or there's some parents that they've done that. That is a form of um, intimidation. That is a form of trauma that's being
mm-hmm.
instilled into this child, passed down. That they will forever know. You don't have to do that though. I can tell this child, hey, go get them books. Because some of them have to hold them up. Hold them out. Like you've been through
Yeah.
those type of disciplinary actions. Hold the books up. Don't let your arms drop. While that's disciplinary, it's also not beating you. I'm not whipping you with no. You ain't got to worry about no belt. You ain't got to worry about no slip. You ain't got to worry about my hand. None of that is a form of me whipping you. But you gonna feel this pain because of what you did. That's the consequences. So every time
I,
you hear me talk about books, or you hear me talk about wall squats, or anything, any exercises, it's gonna instill that same disciplinary action or fear, that pain that you're talking about, without actually having to harm you.
to add to that, and I know we coming up on time and stuff like that, but first off, anybody that's listening, if y'all want to pull up to Drunk Uncles on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m., if y'all want to discuss what we talk about right now, please feel free. But
Thanks.
to add to your point, Kothi, I feel like to answer Rail's questions in further detail on my side, if I go back to the slavery aspect of like why is it different? Like if you do an action and then you get whipped, like literally with whips and all that type of stuff behind that type of stuff. I think that's kind of the basis of the episode, to where you're passing down trauma, because you can potentially respond to that and say, you know what, it was done to me. I'm going to do it to somebody else. I'm going to continue this cycle of doing this, even though it's trauma. From what Kothi is saying, it's trauma. I hate it,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like this is effective, because when I got whipped, I ain't gonna do that shit no more. So now I'm gonna pass that shit down, versus finding alternate means of disciplining kids or whatever the case may be, yada yada yada. So I feel like that's the major difference in it. You got to find other means to discipline people in general. Kids, doesn't matter. It ain't got to be whipping all the time. Wall squat, them books. Hey, go pick up these bricks. Move these bricks from this pile over here to that pile. You don't like that just the same, but it's not, you're not gonna carry that type of trauma down the line for it's like abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say I disagree, because for me, I just feel like all of it lines up the same. Uh, even talking about trauma or whatever. Like, cool, if you want to do the books thing, or I used to hear about, oh, my mom used to pour water in a pot, make me hold out and kneel on rice type shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so I mean, if you want to take the trauma aspect, like, kids might not look at books the same. Like, when they see books as adults, like, damn, I remember when I used to have to hold these books out and whatever. I look at rice and I just think about how I used to have to kneel on rice, whatever, whatever. And same thing with a belt. Um, I think the biggest thing is because of like social media and like the public eye is why any level of discipline could get frowned upon. So where's the belt, where's the fussing or whatever, right? Any of that could be frowned upon, because I feel like before like all this social media and stuff, before everything was recorded or whatever, nobody was questioning how you disciplining your kids. It's more just about the results. Do you have a well controlled, well behaved kid? Ain't nobody asking how you got them that way.
Right,
It's
but that's
like
for the
whatever
public.
works works.
That's for the public eye, though. So nobody
Mm-hmm.
questions it because social media wasn't a thing. And the
Mm-hmm.
public might say, oh, you got a well behaved kid or whatever. But for the kid themselves or whoever is going through that disciplinary action,
Mm-hmm.
they are the ones that's carrying the trauma, is going to pass it down through the line at the end of
Yep.
the day. Doesn't matter what the
Yep.
fuck the public thinks. How does
Mm-hmm.
that affect that particular person that's receiving that? And how is that going to affect their kids and their kids' because they perpetuating the cycle?
Right. And I'll add to that. The thing about it is, and the perpetuating the cycle is kind of what I wanted to piggyback on. Them going through it, and this is something that we often, hear. Like, it is what it is. Like, there's a form of acceptance in it usually, right? Because it's okay. It was done because I made a mistake, or because I kept acting up. It was done, like, these are the consequences of me doing what I did, and it made sense, right? It's okay
Mm.
because I shouldn't have did what I did. Yeah. I mean, you made a mistake that you wouldn't, or you made a poor choice that you shouldn't have. But does that mean you should have got whipped? Or could there have been different consequences? That can be debated, right? The point we're making is these choices that our ancestors, our parents, aunties, whoever that passed it on to us, those choices that they made to do this to us or pass it on to us is the generational curse that we don't necessarily have to pass on. We can identify it for what it is, as a piece of negative history that we don't want to pass on to our child. Like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with the spankings or whippings because sometimes it's needed to, kind of course correct. But I try my best to steer away from it, especially because I got girls. But they are very strong-willed. They definitely get that honest. They get that from me and their mother. They're strong-willed, they're stubborn, and they want to do what they want to do. And that makes it very hard to guide them, and teach them different things through life that's going to make them more successful. But they're children. right? So they're gonna live life. They're gonna make mistakes, and through that, we as parents have to know how to course correct in different means other than through our frustration and whipping ass. Like, it's the easiest way out. Easy way is to just lay hands. It's even harder.
Facts.
It's way harder to find creative ways to get their attention or to, constructively criticize whatever they're doing and guide them in a different path. That is extremely hard. That's the part that we don't talk about. Because it's hard, we don't do it. And we take the easier route. I could just whip your ass. You hear me then, right?
Facts.
You get the picture.
Communication. Understand.
We're also right. You put the hands on, they're getting it. But at the same time, they're also getting this trauma. They're getting the trauma of, oh yeah, daddy, mama whip me every time I made this mistake. Like, yeah, I shouldn't have did it, but they gonna forever remember they got a whipping for that. And it's always gonna be connected, whether it be kneeling on rice, whatever. Like, these disciplinary choices will stick. Now it's a matter of, what do you want them to remember? What do you want them to carry and pass on to the next generation? Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So I will say this for my closing remarks is that one thing that stuck out to me while y'all was talking is Pops used to always say, "You wonder why I do what I do. You'll understand when you get older." And for me, that resonates because I've looked back on my life, especially like coming up as a kid or whatever. There was no ass whooping the disciplinary actions that I've received that I didn't earn. Like, it was all valid. I mean, and I feel like it all played a factor in me being who I am today. I was a little hard headed MFer. I mean, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. But that certain intensity of discipline that I did receive, I just feel like, as being an adult now, it was warranted. Because, I mean, yeah, this whole, the whole thing of like, oh, we could find alternate measures. I feel like alternate measures would come with potentially alternate understandings. So I did this. Go get some books and hold it up or whatever. Or you do this and it's like, nah, I'm gonna bust your ass for this. It's more like, I might could pull this off one more time because, I mean, all they're gonna do is make me hold books. I mean, they might, take my TV or whatever. And my thing is just like, I know for a fact I don't want this ass open.
Well, for my closing remarks, like I said, I know we coming up on time. Real, I just think you were a badass kid for one. And I think that's just what we just have to agree on. You needed ass whooping, Real. You needed it. But to add to it, I think that for my thoughts, for parents in general, whatever you want to call it, like, I think that, and I also vote for a part two for this, truth be told, because I don't think we unpacked enough. But
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
with parents, I think what parents don't do a good job of is explaining the why behind the actions. Like you said with your pops, like, you'll understand when you get
Facts.
older. And that's leaving me to like, okay, when I get older and I'm going through it, now I have to figure out
Gotta
what
wait.
your mindset was
Yep.
when this is when I'm going through it. Cool beans, but also as a parent, like, tell me about your trauma, what you experienced, so on and so forth. So then maybe I'm better able to maneuver the shit when I'm going through it. Don't just leave me to figure it out on the tail end of it. Tell me what the fuck was going on in your mind, why you decided to take this course of action, why you decided to do this versus that, blah, blah, blah. And that's going to better equip me for my kids when it comes to it. Why did you feel the need to put belt to ass to me for this situation or whatever? Now, when I have my kids and I come across that situation, all right, now I understand what made you feel like this situation calls for this level of discipline. So yeah, that's my closing marks, but I still vote for part two.
Nah, 100%. I definitely think, because I mean, there's a number of different things that I also had lined up in my head and written down as well for this particular topic. therapy being an easy one. But on this particular note of disciplinary actions, I think it's 100% accurate that there are different ways you can go about it. But at the end of the day, when they did choose to whip ass, not too often did you hit a why, right? Or what caused you to go this route instead of just fussing at me? It was like, yeah, I get it. Like, you told me several times before and blah, blah, blah. And it is, I slipped up again. Now you at your ends. Now you didn't gave it to me. Now, I will say this. There has been times, and I'm sure other people have these experiences where parents will whip your butt and they'll be talking to you while they're whipping you. Now, I don't think you necessarily hear everything they're saying, right, as the child.
That belt loud.
That's what they try to use as, right? Like, that's the generational thing. They pass that on as, hey, I was explaining myself while I was whipping you. I didn't just whip you. Like, come on, dog. I ain't hear nothing you said. I was too busy fighting for my life, squirming.
Yeah.
So kind of to your point, KB, is parents have to take the time, or it needs to be a new norm that regardless of whatever disciplinary action is used, it needs to be the time needs to be taken out to explain why you're disappointed or why you're frustrated. Why we're taking this course of action to correct you because you ain't getting it. Right? You keep making the same mistake. Facts. Communication is essential in every aspect of life and relationships that you have, even with your child. You have to be able to communicate effectively what the issue is, why you're doing what you're doing, and why they shouldn't do this shit no more. Parents, especially our elders, often made this mistake where they would just discipline you because do what I said.
Yeah.
It's because I said what I said. Yeah. Do what I told you to do. I still have this issue, and that's something, again, I think it just proves his point. It's full circle.
Yep.
I do this today.
To this day.
I do this today. I tell my child, do what I told you to do. Without necessarily explaining the whys behind it, right? Or, hey, this is why dad is telling you to do what you need to be doing. There's more to it. But because we know best, we don't explain it. We just give out commands. Do what I told you. And
super quick side note.
It can be.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, all right, yeah. So I was just gonna say, while it is warranted most of the time for them to do what you tell them to do, it is still also helpful for you to be able to explain so that in future you ain't got to keep explaining it, or they understand why you're doing all this, and they still children. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Kothi, if you want to take us up out of here after this little small, minute point that I'm going to make, cool beans. But I question as an adult, like, what would I have done differently getting ass whoopings as a child? And I feel like, people say, you call on Jesus. If my mom was whooping my ass with a belt and I would say, Jesus, help me, I feel like she would have stopped. Because how do you keep whooping a child that's calling on Jesus at the end of the day? Like, that's my...
Hey.
That's a nugget for people that's getting their ass whooped. That's a nugget. Jesus, help me. Probably gonna stop.
I don't think any children are gonna catch this episode, but if they could,
by the time you catch this, it's too late. But...
right.
But yeah, Kothi, if you want to take us about it,
that would be a good experiment. Go ahead and plant the seed. One of these children. Hey, when your nieces, your nephews, go ahead and tell them, hey, call for Jesus. See what your mama do. See what your daddy do.
Your parent can't keep whooping you when you do that.
Give me the results.
If they do, they going to hell.
Right. We'll see. Hey, man. They going to hell.
Your ass ain't call on Jesus when you doing that dumb shit, huh?
Right. Ain't going for none of that, especially ours, huh? They ain't going for none of that, boy. What?
That shit wild.
Call for Jesus. Yeah, you better tell them to come down here and save you.
If I could call child services on y'all parents right now, I motherfucker.
Hey, it's unconditional love. That's all
Hey,
it
bro.
was.
Yup.
Nah,
Unconditional is crazy.
yeah, unconditional love.
Unconditional
Nah,
ass whoopers is what y'all getting over there.
this is exactly the point, dog. That was being made. It Even though these disciplinary actions are warranted most of the time, not all things have to be passed on.
Facts.
And it's up to the respective parents, those people going through these experiences to live and learn and to identify these different generational curses. We definitely gonna spend a block on this one because there are a
Got
number
to.
of different things that we did not talk about
Mm-hmm.
on the generational curses, and especially amongst us men, that we should identify. We should be able to look at and say, what, like, nah, that's not something I want to keep in my life. That is something that I want to change in my life, and I want to be able to pass that new trend or that new positivity onto my child so that they can do better and live better. So that is that's gonna be we're gonna spin a block on generational curses, and putting that condom on these curses, because we ain't passing that on to our children. For more on this particular topic, if you want, drop something in the comments, or if you want, pull up the drunk uncles. We talk about whatever most of the time, so pull up. I definitely want to solidify the idea of drunk uncles, because I think some people may pull up and think it's all about, kind of this level of conversation. We be talking about whatever. The conversation just takes a life of its own, and it flows. So if you pull up on drunk uncles, don't be expecting us to, deep dive every single topic. We might be talking about why eggs are eggs or something random like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's whatever.
It's a
Anything
it's a
goes. We
raw dog
unfiltered.
session. We
We
raw
feeling,
dog.
the liquor, and we let it go. It's a whole bunch of laughs, good vibes,
Yeah. Boop, boop.
all that, all facts. We just letting it flow. So, pull up the drunk uncles though, because it's a good time. It ain't shit yet. Your family picnic uncles, some other stuff. We got a
When we
new
do
logo
drunk
coming.
uncles,
Go ahead. What you say, bro?
I said when we do drunk uncles.
Oh, facts. Every Wednesday, right? And I've been debating on that. Depending on how things go in the future, we're gonna talk about it. But for now, it is every Wednesday, 8:30 on Instagram Live. So y'all pull up. Y'all
Central
trying
time.
to see what's up. I put out the promotional, the reminders and whatnot, letting everybody know we going live at 8:30. So pull up, see what we talking about. But I was about to say, logo. I don't know if y'all checked our logo out lately. It was okay. I think this next one is gonna be even better. Thank y'all. Y'all might like it. So let us know what y'all think when we do the big reveal. But new logo coming soon.